By the end of this video, you're going to know everything you need to know about rare coins, how much they're worth, and where to sell them. We're going over 21 ultra rare coins. Sit tight because you're about to learn a lot. So this quarter sold for $12,337.50, and here's exactly why. So before we go into that, you must understand that the first year the US Mint ever produced these Washington quarters was 1932. Here's a good rule of thumb. The older your coin, the better condition it's in, and if you sell the coin during a market high, you're simply going to get more money. Now, this coin was graded by PCGS at a proof 62. So 70 is the highest grade. Anything from 60 and higher is considered uncirculated or mint state. That means it never really went out into pocket change or circulation. So if you find a rare coin, please keep it very safe, because if you don't, it will decrease the value of the coin. Next, if you're going to sell a coin like this, you must get it graded. The two best grading companies are either PCGS or NGC. Now, these guys have been in the business for decades. They're trustworthy. They have a great reputation. Essentially, some coins need to get authenticated or else they won't bring nearly as much money when you go to sell them. Now, I said this is a proof coin. Essentially, proof coins are mainly produced for collectors or as a display of what a perfect coin should look like. So what do you need to know? So to tell if you have a proof coin, essentially the backdrop or the field of the coin is going to be very shiny and lustrous. It's pretty much going to look like a mirror. You should know when you find a proof coin. Now, most people think that if you have a proof coin, it's going to be worth more money. Now, that's not always the case. So we've gone over all the basics, but again, why did this coin sell for $12,337.50? Well, you're going to see that the full first strike brockage of an obverse on the reverse. So essentially, this is a mint error. If you ever come across anything like this, you could have a coin worth a lot of money. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly how to sell something like this, but more on that later. So again, keep your eyes peeled for anything like this, because this exact coin sold for $12,337.50. Now, this one little penny sold for $138,000, guys. And here's exactly why. So this is a 1999 1-cent Lincoln Memorial coin that was graded by PCGS, a mint state 66 red. So this coin graded much higher than the previous coin at a 66. Now, if this coin would have graded at a 67 or a 68, I guarantee you it would have brought more money than $138,000, which is still so much money. So you heard me say that this is an MS66 red. Now, what does red mean? Really quick, essentially when they're producing the coins, these Lincoln cents are all red coins when they're first produced. Over time, the copper and metals in these coins will lose their color and turn from red to red-brown, all the way to brown. Here's a little diagram that I have up here. It's a great diagram that I use. Make sure you look at it, pause it if you want. But essentially what you need to know is that the closer your coin is to the red color, the more money it's going to bring, generally speaking. Collectors enjoy collecting coins that are red simply because they look more eye appealing. They have better luster. People want coins that look as close as they are to when they were first produced. Now on this coin, you're going to notice that around the edges or the rim of the coin, there is a bit of what looks like wear, where the coin is just missing some letters. Like if you look on the left there, the L is just gone. At the top of the coin, you can see that some lettering is halfway cut off. Now that's part of the reason why this coin sold for so much money, because when this coin was being minted, there was an error on the coin that produced it to have a back of a Roosevelt dime. Now you have to be very careful because there are people out there that will try to replicate this error. Essentially, if you had this coin and you did not get it graded, you would simply not be able to sell it, because there are people out there that will alter coins to make them look like this. Because if you think about it, if someone's in their garage messes around with coins and they're able to turn, a Roosevelt dime and a penny, which is 11 cents, into $138,000, even if it took them a year to make it, that would still be worth their time, because it's so much money. So if you come across this, make sure you hold on to it, keep it safe, don't damage it, because this coin sold for $138,000. This 1983 1-cent coin sold for $23,500, and here's why. Remember before I was talking about the red-brown coins? Well, this one got the red-brown designation. You can see after the mint state 62 grade, you see the RB. That means it's a red-brown. Now, chances are, if this would have graded as a red instead of a red-brown, it would have brought more money, but that's okay that it got a red-brown. There's a very important factor when it comes to coins, and that's pretty much that you need to understand that these coins will always weigh a certain amount. Now, depending on the year and the type of coin will dictate the weight of the coin. Now, also understand that there can be a 10% variance of acceptability on these coins. So just because all of your coins don't weigh the exact same amount doesn't mean that you have something rare. But essentially, this 1983 1933 coin is a mint heir that was accidentally struck on a copper planchet that weighs 3.1 grams. One thing I did not go over yet is mint marks. Now I'll be very brief here, but typically a lot of the time you'll see a mint mark on a coin. Most of the time you'll see that beneath the date. On this coin, it does not have a mint mark. A lot of the time that means that it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Now this coin was 100% produced at the Philadelphia Mint, but as you can see, there is a mint employee who accidentally put one of these planchets in the wrong hopper, which produced this coin. So what do you need to know? Essentially, if you come across a 1983 penny, make sure you weigh it. And if it weighs 3.1 grams, then you have this rare error coin that sold for $23,500. Really quickly, if you have an extremely damaged coin, there is a chance that it's going to weigh less because it's simply missing some of the pieces of that coin. So again, that 10% variability is fine, and damaged coins can sometimes weigh differently. So keep an eye for that. I'm going to spend 2 seconds on this coin, but this one sold for $705,000. Guys, take a picture of this one, because if you come across it, essentially it's a 1792 1-cent coin, but who knows if you could find it in a basement, an attic, or a garage sale, because you never really know what the coin could be worth. For all we know, someone found this coin, didn't know what it was worth, and only later found out that it was worth $705,000. So this quarter sold for $74,400, and here's why. So remember at the start of the video, I told you 1932 was the first year they ever issued this Washington quarter. Now let's get the elephant out of the room. Look at the color of this coin. Now this is what collectors call toning. This is a naturally occurring process where the air will oxidize with the metals in the coin, leaving a color like this on the coin. Now, toning is not always a good thing, but a lot of the time it can be. It's very opinion-based depending on how it looks. Toning like this can either decrease or increase the value of the coin depending on the collector. Now, some collectors despise toning and they won't put any toned coins in their collection. On the flip side, there are collectors who specifically only collect toned coins. Now, something you really need to understand. If you have a coin like this, but it's not in a high grade, toning does not really matter. The key takeaway is toning really matters on uncirculated mint state graded coins. This one was graded by PCGS at a mint state 66. Now, another key factor is if you flip the coin over and look right here on the bottom of the coin, you're going to see a D mint mark. That D mint mark stands for the Denver Mint where this coin was produced. So depending on where your coin was produced will dictate how many coins were minted and how much the coin can be worth. It's a simple supply and demand thing. If a specific mint produces a small amount of coins, that means there's less of them out there and more demand for them, which will result in more value for the coin. Now, 1932 in general is a really good date, so even if your coin is not this good of condition, it's still going to bring a good amount of money, so don't spend it, keep it safe. And if you have a 1932 quarter, it's going to be worth good money because this one sold for $74,400. This coin sold for $21,150, and here's why. So the first thing you'll notice is the brown speckling on the front of the coin. That's toning, like I said before. Now, this one doesn't have as good of eye appeal on the toning, so maybe if the toning was not there, it would have brought more money, but it's hard to really say. So this is a 1937 25-cent Washington quarter graded by PCGS, a mint state 66 with a CAC sticker. So let's go into the CAC sticker really quick. So after you get your coin graded, you can send the holder and the coin off to a company called CAC. If they think the coin is accurately graded, they will put that sticker on the holder. Now, it seems really silly, but the coin collecting community puts a massive value on having this sticker. Now, there is a chance you send your coin off to CAC and they don't put any sticker on the holder. I can nearly guarantee you that if it did not have that sticker, it would have brought a lot less money than $21,150. So why did it sell for so much money? Well, this is a doubled die obverse coin. Now, some coins, it's harder to see the doubling than others, so you might need magnification. I'll say this, if you have magnification, don't zoom in too much because you'll start to see things that aren't there. But I'll zoom in here and you can pretty much see the doubling that's happening. Now, I'll keep this as brief as possible, but there is this thing called mechanical or machine doubling, which is different than true doubling. Now, machine or mechanical doubling will not increase the value, but if your 1937 quarter looks like this and it has this type of doubling, it can be worth a whole lot more money than just 25 cents because this coin sold for $21,150. So we're all familiar with the statehood quarters, this one sold for $17,250, and here's why. So as I said before, the highest achievable grading is 70. And this one got that grade. So you can see this one got the PCGS Proof 70 grade. Now, as I said before, with proof coins, you can tell if you have a proof coin by if the backdrop or the field of the coin looks like a mirror. Getting that 70 grade is harder than you may imagine. So please, before you go through the process of grading your coins, you understand a baseline knowledge of how to grade your coins. I have a completely free ebook that goes over coin handling, grading, and values. The link is down below, but you don't have to do that. What I would do is keep doing your homework and research and understanding that getting your coin graded is a natural process when it comes to increasing the value of coins. But you must understand that there are people out there that don't know this, and they'll send a lot of coins off to get graded. They'll spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on grading fees and pretty much waste their money. Look at it like this. The person that probably submitted this coin also submitted hundreds or thousands of coins at the same time or previously. A lot of these coins are submitted by dealers who are very experienced in grading, and they know what they're doing. On top of that, you have to get incredibly lucky to get that 70 grade. But I will say that you have a better chance of getting the 70 grade than you do of hitting the lottery. That's just my opinion. Obviously, this is not financial advice or anything, but it is a huge risk when you try to achieve that 70 grade because it's so challenging to get, especially on older coins. Yes, this coin is from 1999, but in the world of coins, this is considered to be a modern coin still, believe it or not. So what do you need to know as to why this one sold for $17,250? Well, this Delaware silver quarter has 0 flaws on it, and there's collectors out there that want to get the perfect grade of 70 just to say that they have a coin that no one else does have. Now, when this coin was sold, there was only a population of 16 of these that were in the 70 grade, so it's not an easy thing, and there's tens or hundreds of thousands of these coins that are submitted that people are trying to get that 70 grade. So keep that in mind. This is a rare instance. Don't get your hopes up that you're going to get that high of a grade, but essentially, again, if you have a super nice condition coin and you know how to grade, you know the condition of your coin, it might be worth sending off to get graded, but don't get your hopes up. Whenever I would send coins off to get graded, I would always be very conservative with my grades. I would say, hey, I would love for this coin to get a 70 grade, but chances are it's going to get like a 63 or a 64. That way I can factor that into my costs, and I'm not going to be disappointed when it comes back a different grade. And hey, if it comes back a higher grade than my conservative grade, then that's great. Then you make more money. But each grade in the grading scale will increase the value as long as it goes up. But let's hop into the next coin. Not going to spend too much time here, but same thing on this Georgia statehood quarter. This is again a proof coin. Now you can tell that this coin was minted at the San Francisco Mint, but if you look in the front bottom right corner of the coin, you're going to see that small little S mint mark. Now a lot of modern coins that are proof coins are minted at the San Francisco Mint. There are rare instances where proof coins are produced at the other minting facilities, but because this one got that 70 grade, it sold for $6,037. So you guys won't believe this, but this one sold for $456,000, and here's why. It's a very small detail, so pay attention. This 1975 10-cent Roosevelt dime was graded by PCGS a proof 68. That's only 2 points away from the perfect grade of 70. Now remember, toning is really important on your coin. You can see this one has a very consistent tone going on with it, and the colors are just beautiful. Now remember, if you have a coin and it's toned, it may not look like this because essentially when they're taking these photographs, they're getting multiple camera angles. They're getting the light just right for it to look like this. This is not Photoshop or anything. It's just proper lighting. Now, if you look at the coin in the holder, this is what it's typically going to look like in your hand. But why did it sell for so much money? $456,000. I laugh a little bit because that's just so much money, guys. So the first thing, like I said, this is only 2 points away from the perfect grade of 70. It's a 10-cent Roosevelt dime from 1975. Now, the biggest thing is the fact that this is a proof coin. So remember I was telling you guys on one of the previous coins that most proof coins are minted at the San Francisco Mint. Now, San Francisco minted coins will pretty much all have an S mint mark somewhere on the coin. Now, this coin should have an S mint mark around the date there, but it doesn't. So what you need to know is that if you have a 1975 coin like this and it's missing an S mint mark, you could have a coin worth a lot of money. Now, there's something you need to pay attention to. Philadelphia also minted the 1975 Roosevelt dime. Philadelphia minted coins most of the time do not have a mint mark. So here's the issue. The Philadelphia and the San Francisco minted coins look nearly identical outside of that mint mark. This San Francisco minted coin, which is an error, looks identical to the Philadelphia minted coin, which is worth only 10 cents. There are people constantly sending me messages telling me that they have this rare 1975 Roosevelt dime, when in reality they have the Philadelphia issued coin. Now, how do you know if you have this coin? Well, because it's a proof coin. Again, proof coins have that backdrop or field of the coin that's very shiny and lustrous. It looks like a mirror. I'm going to add one more layer of difficulty here, but there are some bad people out there that will get the Philadelphia minted coin and they'll polish the background to make it look like this coin. So you have to be very careful out there. One last thing I'll say is if you find this coin online and someone's trying to sell it for $1,000 or the price just seems too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. That's just a general rule of thumb I tell all my subscribers. Please don't fall for any scams like that because you have to be incredibly careful when buying coins. If something's too good to be true, it probably is. Don't try to get greedy or anything like that. But if you find one of these coins, you have to make sure that you keep it very safe and don't damage it and take the proper steps necessary to sell the coin. Now, there are multiple ways to sell the coins properly, which I'm going to go over in just a bit here. But let's look at this next coin. So here's a 1951 10-cent Roosevelt dime. This one graded by PCGS, a Proof 68 Plus. This one sold for $18,800, which is a lot of money. So to get the elephant out of the room, we have a tone that's incredibly toned here. You can see the rainbow toning happening there. So again, toning is a naturally occurring process where the air will oxidize with the metals in the coin, leaving this color. This, in my opinion, is color on the coin that's more eye appealing. I mean, look at the back of this coin, how evenly toned it is. But a very important thing as to why it sold so much money is because it has a plus designation as well. Now, it's not too often you see a plus designation on the coin, but what that means is that the grader who graded the coin said, hey, this is a very nice coin. It looks really good for the grade. So they put that little plus sign after the grade. Now, it seems silly, but that one little plus designation will dramatically increase the value of the coin. All these things combined allowed it to sell for $18,800. This coin sold for $45,600, and here's why. This is a 1968 10-cent Roosevelt dime graded by PCGS, a Proof 69. So holy cow, that's only 1 point away from the perfect grade of 70. Now, the first thing you may notice is all of this copper looking material on the top of the coin. This is fine. This is normal. If your coin has this, this does not mean that it's an error or anything rare like that. The biggest reason why it sold for so much money is because this is very similar to the 1975 coin we just recently went over. This is a proof coin. It's only 1 point away from the perfect grade of 70, but the biggest thing is the fact that it's missing that S mint mark. So same thing here, guys. Make sure that you don't have the Philadelphia minted coin. It must be the San Francisco minted coin that's missing the S mint mark. If you have it, keep it tight. Don't get it damaged because it's going to be worth good money, just like this one that sold for $45,600. Here's a 1942D 5-cent Jefferson nickel that sold for $30,550. It was graded by PCGS as a mint state 65. So let's just hop right into why it sold for so much money. So most of the reason why this coin sold for so much money is because if you flip the coin over, we're going to spend most of our time on the back of the coin. You're going to look on the back right hand side of the coin. You're going to see a small little D mint mark. That D mint mark stands for the Denver Mint, where this coin was minted. So this is what PCGS signified as a D over horizontal D error. So this variant of the coin, essentially when they were producing it, was double struck in this area. Now you're going to need magnification to see this going on. But if you see that D over horizontal D, it could mean a good thing and your coin could be worth a lot of money. Next, if you go to the back middle center of the coin, you're going to see Monticello there. Above Monticello, you will see steps. Now this got the full steps designation on the coin. So these full steps are the highest point on the coin. They're the hardest to strike, and collectors really go after coins that have the full steps. Now, a very important thing to understand is that it only really matters if your coin is in good condition. If the coin has been circulated, it's damaged in a lower graded condition, the full steps pretty much don't really matter. It has to be on a mint state coin like this one. All of these things combined allowed this one little Jefferson nickel to sell for $30,550. Very quickly on this one, this is a 1938D 5-cent Jefferson nickel graded by PCGS, a mint state 68 plus with the full steps on the back, and it sold for $33,600, and here's why. So again, first of all, we have the toning on the coin. You can see the very yellow gold color on the front of the coin. looks really nice. Second, it has the full steps on the back. We already went over that. We know exactly what to look for. Next, this coin, the main reason why it sold for so much money is because the full steps on the back and the fact that it graded at a 68 plus grade. That's only 2 points away from the perfect grade of 70. And it has a plus designation after the grade. That's a huge thing you need to look out for. Again, the chances of you getting a high grade plus the plus designation is not an easy thing to do. Don't have your hopes up too high if you are grading your coins. If you have a coin that looks similar to this, or you have a question about a coin, make sure to leave a comment down in the comment section below right now. This is a great coin here. So this wheat penny sold for $258,500, and here's why. So this is a 1909 VDB coin graded by PCGS, a proof 67 plus, red and brown with a CAC sticker. What a mouthful, but let's break this coin down. So the first thing we need to understand is that the first year they ever produced the wheat penny was 1909. So this is a first year of issue coin. Next, as I like to say, let's get that elephant out of the room. There is some really crazy toning going on here. As we know, toning is a naturally occurring process, and some collectors really like it. You can see this coin looks beautiful. It has very naturally looking colors on it, and that will increase the value. Next, you need to look very closely here, but if you flip the coin over and look in the back bottom center of the coin, you're going to see the initials of VDB. That's Victor David Brenner, who is the initial engraver and designer of this coin. There are 1909 coins that do not have that VDB on the back bottom center, so keep an eye out for that. As we know, the plus designation after the 67 grade is something we really need. This one got the red and brown designation. I'm going to throw up that diagram once again. Remember, the closer our coin is to the red, the better and more valuable it's going to be. And lastly, it has the CAC sticker. Not only is it a CAC sticker, but it's the gold label CAC sticker. Now, most of these stickers are going to be green, but the gold label means that, hey, this coin could grade higher. The gold label is a CAC sticker that you'll pretty much never see. This coin was able to get it. They very rarely give that gold CAC sticker. So let's break it down really quickly as to why this coin sold for $258,500. One, it's a 1909 coin, the first year of issue. Two, it's a VDB, meaning Victor David Brenner. That's at the back bottom center of the coin. Three, it graded as a proof 67 plus, red and brown by PCGS. And four, this has a gold CAC sticker. And lastly, remember, when you sell your coin is very, very important. If you sell your coin at a market low, it's going to naturally bring less money than if you sell it at a market high. Coins that sell at a market high are just going to bring more money. So make sure when you sell your coin off that you're not selling it when the market is very soft. But let's hop into the next coin. This is a 1923S coin that sold for $32,200. This coin was graded by PCGS at a mint state 65. This is a wheat cent penny here. Now, if you look under the date, you're going to see the S mint mark standing for the San Francisco Mint. It's important to know that the majority of the time, San Francisco will typically produce less coins than Denver, Philadelphia, and sometimes West Point. What you need to know is that this old coin was graded very highly by PCGS, which allowed it to sell for $32,200. Here's one of my favorite types of coins. This is a 1955 double die obverse coin graded by PCGS, a mint state 65, and it sold for $37,600. I'm not going to spend too much time here because you can see quite easily that the obverse, or the front of this coin, has some pretty clear and dramatic doubling happening at the date at the bottom right, Liberty at the left, and In God We Trust at the top there. Doubling typically does not happen this dramatically unless you have a 1955 or a 1969. Those are the two dates that typically have this very strong doubling happening. A good rule of thumb is the more dramatic the doubling is, or the error is, the more money it's going to be worth. Because this one was graded by PCGS at a mint state 65 red, remember red is the color that we want to have most of the time, and it has that very clear doubling, this coin sold for $37,600. What a beautiful looking coin. This is a 1915 1 cent wheat penny. Now you can see there's no mint mark there, right guys? That means this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. This coin was graded by PCGS at a mint state 67 plus red. You can see that red color is just beautiful on this coin. It's so challenging to get this high of a grade on your coin, especially if it's this old. To put the cherry on top, this also has that CAC sticker, which we know will increase the value of the coin. So this coin has a few really great things going on for it. This coin actually sold recently in 2022, which is awesome. It's hard to get this high of a grade. Plus, on top of getting the plus designation, achieving that red grade, most coins are going to be, red, brown, or brown after all this time, and the CAC sticker. So if you have a really old coin and it's in a really good condition like this one, you could have a coin worth a lot of money because this one sold for $38,400. So this 1922 coin sold for $67,562.50, and here's why. So as I said before, most most of the time, red coins will bring more money, but this one graded by PCGS at a mint state 65 brown. So this goes to show that the color is not a huge factor, but it can be depending on the coin. Now I will say this, if this coin would have got the red designation instead of the brown designation, it simply would have brought more money. This coin also has a CAC sticker on it, but the main reason why it sold for so much money is because this is a 1922 no D strong reverse. So what do you need to look out for? Typically, this coin will have a D mint mark beneath the date, but it doesn't. Not only do you need to have a coin that has no D mint mark, but you need to have a strong reverse. So if you see the top of the coin, the whole front of the coin just has a weak strike. Everything seems very muddled, even though it's a mint state coin. Typically, you'll see this on more circulated coins, but if you look at the back, it's very crisp, very bold, very clear. This is what collectors call a strong reverse. You must have a 1922 no D with a strong reverse for it to bring this much money, but that's why this coin sold for $67,562.50. Now this coin sold for $86,250, and here's why. Very similar to the 1955, this is a 1969 S double die obverse coin graded by PCGS, a mint state 63 red. So you can see there's some pretty clear nicks and gashes in this coin, which caused it to have the 63 grade. It's still mint state uncirculated, meaning that it never went out into pocket change or circulation, it never went into cash registers, etc. But sometimes during the minting process, these coins are getting thrown around and hit against other coins, causing this natural damage to happen during the overall minting process. But very similar to the 1955, this is a double die obverse coin. Remember, obverse means the front of the coin, reverse means the back of the coin. If this coin would have graded it higher than a 63, it would have simply brought more money than $86,250. Now let's talk about, if you have this coin, how do you sell it? What's the steps necessary in order to get the most money for your coin? Now what I always recommend is getting the opinion of multiple people. You don't want to bring your coin to a pawn shop, them offer you a few $100s, you take it and end up losing that money, when in reality you could have sold it for thousands or tens of thousands of dollars like this person did. So this is what I would do. I would go to at least 3 different coin shops and get each one of their opinions on how much money the coin is worth. From there, you can either sell it to them or you can try to sell it yourself. Now, if you end up selling it to the coin shop, you have to understand that you're not going to get the full retail price, which sometimes can be fine. If you're in a pinch and you just need money, it may be worth selling to a coin shop. They're going to need to take a little bit of profit, pay you a little bit less, simply because they have overhead costs like employees to pay and rent to pay, and they're a normal business, guys. So you need to understand that they have to make a living as well in order to buy these coins and continue operating. From my experience, most coin shops are good people, and sometimes the public can really give them a hard time simply because a lot of the people just don't understand or they aren't educated about coins. So please give them the benefit of the doubt. Go to a few coin shops, that way you know that you're not getting scammed or ripped off by anyone. Again, most coin shops are good people. They're not trying to gouge you, but do your own due diligence and homework, do your research before you end up selling your coins. Because again, this 1969 penny sold for $86,250. This 1944 S coin sold for $408,000, and here's why. So this coin was graded by PCGS at a mint state 66 with a CAC sticker. Now there's a reoccurring theme that you're seeing. All these coins that are bringing a lot of money have a CAC sticker. That's because it's a no-brainer if you have a high value coin to send your coin off to CAC. It may seem silly, but that one little sticker will dramatically increase the value of the coin. But the main reason why this coin sold for so much money is because this 1944 coin was accidentally struck on a zinc-coated steel planchet. If you have a 1944 coin like this, you need to make sure that it's genuine and real. Now, the chances of you finding a coin like this is slim to none, but I like to tell my subscribers that you still have a better chance of finding a coin like this than you do of hitting the lottery. You never really know though. But how do you know if you have a genuine example? Well, look at the details of this coin. If your coin looks very detailed like this, it's not muddled, then you could have a real coin. You have to understand that there is incentive for bad people out there to duplicate and counterfeit a coin like this, because if they sell it to someone who doesn't know what they're doing, they could make a lot of money. So be careful. One way to tell if you have one of these coins is to have a strong magnet and run it over the coin. Now, I don't recommend doing that on a coin like this because the magnet could damage the coin, leading to decrease the value of the coin. To be safe, you could put a very thin layer of cloth between the magnet so you don't damage the coin anymore. But again, chances of having this are slim to none, but this coin sold for $408,000. Wait, 90% of you that watch the videos are still not subscribed. So you better subscribe right now so we can keep the lights on. Wait, no, I was kidding. This coin sold for $840,000, and here's why. So this is a 1943 D coin graded by PCGS, a Mint State 64 brown. So here's the thing, this coin was struck on a bronze planchet, so it's pretty much the opposite of the previous coin. Your 1943 coin should all be struck on a zinc-coated steel planchet. Now, why is this? Well, during the war efforts, they needed bronze for ammunition, so what the government decided to do was to transition into a different material so they could use bronze for the ammunition. This coin was accidentally struck on a bronze planchet when it should not have been. There are not many of these coins out there, but they do exist. It is possible, but it's very unlikely, just like the previous coin. Now again, if you have one of these coins, make sure to keep it safe. Don't damage it. Contact a rare coin expert immediately, because you could have a coin that could change your life completely. So be safe out there, guys. Do your homework and research. If you got some value from this video, save it, share it with a friend, subscribe for more. I got tons of videos just like this one. I'll see you guys in the next video.